Today I will show you how to make the Opium look. So in today's video, I'll show you two different ways on how to make this Opium look. One of the ways is going to be more manual, and the other way is going to be very easy, just literally drag and drop. So yeah, you will decide which way you like better, but I definitely recommend to check out both of the ways. Oh yeah, but also guys, I would like to tell you that if you would like to achieve the Opium look in the easiest way possible, then I do have the Opium presets pack, which is easily my most popular pack on my entire website, used by over hundreds of editors. So I would 100% recommend to check it out, because it literally gives you the Opium look in just one click. But anyways guys, let's get into the tutorial. Alright guys, so in After Effects I have a clip of Ken Carson from his Freestyle 2 music video, and the first thing we can do is press Ctrl Y to make a new adjustment layer, and on this adjustment layer we'll be able to add all of the effects that we need. So in effects and presets we can go here and add the effect called motion tile, and just take it and drag and drop it into adjustment layer. And I like to make the output width to something like 73, although you could make it to like 75, doesn't really matter. Let's just make it to 73 because it's going to add these dark bars, because for most of you guys your music video doesn't instantly have the dark bars just like it had on the Freestyle 2 music video. And I like to call this layer to motion tile, and now go below it and press Ctrl Y again, and on this layer we can call it to Opium. Now in effects and presets we can delete the motion tile, and here I want to show you the easiest way on how to make the effects and also the hardest way. So the easiest way is to go to animation presets, user presets, and for this way I like to use my Opium presets, which has over 30 Opium presets. That includes not just Opium looks, but also Opium texts and glitches, which have been used in a bunch of music videos and edits. So for example, you could literally take like the Opium 1 effect, so you can just double press on it and you will instantly have this insane Opium effect just like that, with literally just a drag and drop, which is absolutely crazy. But again, this pack has so many crazy combinations like that you have probably seen in like those kencarson music videos. So like a really cool one would be like Opium 10 synth. So let's just drag and drop it. And this is how the Opium 10 synth looks like. As you can see, it's like a modulation effect that just looks absolutely crazy, works amazing for the Ken Carson style. Now I'll show you more of the effects later on in the video because it's so many effects, like you could just drag and drop. But now let's see the actual manual way on how to make the Opium style effects. So the most important effect for the Opium style is threshold. So again, let's just take it, and at the start you will instantly get this like black and white look, which already looks Opium, and here you can like mess around a lot. Now I like to create like a threshold flicker, so at the start we can make the level to like 8, and it's going to bring out the whiteness like this, which obviously like is a bit too much for most cases, so we can keyframe it at 8 and then go just one frame forward and make it to something like from 50 to 70. So let's make it to 50, but it depends on your clip. Here it has to look a little bit more normal, and then we go one frame forward, and here we can make it to like 75, go one frame forward, and here we can make it to like 80, and then go one frame forward, make it to like 90. And then we can press U and we will see all of our keyframes that we made. And now you're like, what the hell do we do? Well, to make this actually flicker and just come back to this whiteness, what we can do is we can hold Alt and press on the stopwatch and just type loop out, and then press on this and get out of there. And now this will create a crazy Opium flicker that looks absolutely crazy. But again, we can just keep going. That already looks really cool. But to make it cooler, we can add this mosaic effect, and with the mosaic we can make it to like 283 on the horizontal blocks, and as you can see it's like very pixelated, which I think actually looks really cool. And if you want to make this like really low quality Opium look, you could just have the vertical blocks like 225, but since I do like to make it not this low quality, I'm going to make it to 409. Now I think this still looks a bit too low quality, so we can just select on the sharp colors. And now that looks really nice. So look how it looked before and after. It does give you a more pixelated look. And now we can add an effect called glow, and with the glow effect you can make the glow radius to like 120, but obviously the glow intensity is way too high, so we can make it to like 0.25. Now I believe this is like an optional effect, you know, you don't really require it, but I think it makes it look just a little cooler. Like you can make the glow intensity a bit more and it's going to pop out pretty nice, but we can make it like maybe 0.3, and it does make a really nice difference. And now one of my favorite effects for this whole style is to make it look a bit closer to a VHS. So to do that, we can add this NTCT RS plugin, which is, by the way, a free plugin. So let's just take it. And here I like to make the composite signal sharpening to -1. So that's going to damage it, and make the snow to 0. I also like to turn off this height because that was popping that out. And let's go below and turn on the scale with video size. And now that looks really, really cool, just like that. As you can see, wow, I absolutely love that look. But to make it a bit cooler, you can add this effect called fast box blur. And here, I just like to make the blur radius to 0.7. That's going to make it more damaged, like very Opium, very VHS. As you can see, that is a super cool effect. Works perfectly for the Ken Carson style. So you would just have it like that. But now we can of course uncheck this Opium effect, press Ctrl Y, and I want to show you other different combinations you can have. So let's go back to animation presets, user presets, and go to Opium presets. And here, like, you can do so much, it's actually insane. Like, you can customize these effects, by the way. Like, so you can drag and drop like the Opium 4v2 on the adjustment layer. It instantly looks like this. And like, you can customize this so much. Like, below everything, you can press Ctrl Y, and you could add like the invert effect, and then it would look like this. So it's also a really cool customization. Or you can add like the curves effect and make this pop out like way more like this, or pop down like this, and it would bring out the brightness like that, which would just look insane. As you can see, just a crazy Opium look just like that. Okay, let's delete this adjustment layer and let's delete the Opium 4v2, and I want to show you even other effects. So like, if you want more of a colorful Opium effect that's also featured in a couple of music videos, we can add the Opium 14v2. Now this effect is actually one of my favorite effects because it gives a completely contrasting look to the whole dark Opium look. But if you have seen like some Ken Carson music videos, this look is pretty popular in like the overseas music videos, but I just made this look a bit cooler than the overseas one because, as you can see, it has like these edges popping out. Like, it just looks absolutely crazy. It's like a signal look pretty much. And if you're like a fan of like analog horror effects, I have an Opium analog horror because I think that works perfectly with the Opium style. And now, as you can see, this effect is more of a purple effect like you see in analog horror. And maybe like the last effect I'll show is like an Opium 7. Just to show you that's not just like pure dark effects, but it's also like these types of effects, which is also way more on the darker side, this effect, by the way. But just look how crazy this one looks. Just absolutely insane. So yeah, if you would like to check out the Opium presets pack, I'll have it linked in the description so you can copy it and get all of the sauce that I just showed you here. And if you also want to save $5 from the Opium presets pack, I got you guys. For watching this video, you can use the code POVICAS to save $5 off on the Opium presets pack. But anyways guys, that's about it for the video. If you would also like to learn how to make other crazy Opium effects or edit like Ken Carson, then I'll have some videos pop up here on the screen so you can easily check them out.